Welcome to Reddit Tell-All. Today we have a story from r/True Off My Chest, and as always, leave all your comments down below. To my husband's female colleague, I do not know your Reddit name, but you finally gave me a reason to use this throwaway. I know you look through this sub after you got advice here telling you to come clean to me about your affair with my husband. I personally couldn't find a thread that fit the description, but could be in the wrong sub or you deleted it. So if you read this and it sounds familiar, then yes, it's about you. I have no plans of speaking to you in the future, but I want to make a few things clear. Yes, I do remember when we first met at the Christmas party and you kept trying to get my husband alone to talk. You pouted so much when he refused, I thought you would quack. Do you remember how all of his colleagues were friendly with me? I remember when you approached my husband and I walking home from my birthday dinner. I'm pretty sure this was a coincidence, but seeing my husband practically jump away from you trying to hug him was the highlight of my night. I know my husband is sexy, of course I know. I married him and had kids with him. But I bet you didn't know, because you have only been at the company for a few months, that your co-workers used to be my co-workers. I know all about you trying to get him alone after meetings, not only straight from my husband because you make him feel uncomfortable, but also from them. Do you think he wouldn't talk to me after you accidentally sent him 2 provocative photos on 2 separate occasions? Did you think you could really get him? Did you look at his Instagram and think, wow, I want that life. I just need to lie to his wife and it's all mine? Do you think knocking on my door when I'm hosting a dinner party to hand me printouts of your conversations with him that I would go off on the deep end and divorce? I'm pretty sure HR have spoken to you already about your inappropriate behaviour and misuse of his personal file. I'm sure you are shocked. Maybe you didn't think my husband would report it. I don't know what repercussions you will get, and I don't care. If you come near me, my husband, our kids, or our nice home again, police will be called. A word of advice: if you're going to fabricate messages, you might want to get rid of the wrong number or at least replace it with a name. Update. A few people implied that there was no smoke without fire. Usually I would agree and have been on the other side making these comments myself on my actual account, but my husband is also on Reddit and saw the comments and he wanted me to add some prior events. My husband is high up within the company marketing department that works closely with the events team in their field. When they work together on a project, big or small, they have to have meetings. The bigger the project, the more meetings needed. My husband worked very closely with the colleague that went on maternity leave. The woman was highly recommended by a senior employee in the events team. So after she had training on the systems and brought up to speed by her department head and my husband for a big project, he was friendly towards her. He remained professional at all times, and the meetings they had were also never alone. The project was a success, and then another big project landed in their lap. It was at this time the woman started acting strange just before the Christmas period, asking for clarification after meetings when the points had been discussed thoroughly. When my husband rebuffed this and directed her to her own manager, it escalated to offering to discuss work matters over coffee, lunch or dinner, countless times a week, telling him that he looked good that day. This was done using her work email. She met me at the Christmas party and sulked when she couldn't get him alone, and a few days later sent my husband the first picture via social media. He didn't actually see the first picture until after she apologised in person. He accepted her apology before checking his messages when he was back at home with me. She had put a "oops, sorry, wrong person" message straight after, so when he clicked that message, the first picture was there, when she could have deleted before he actually saw the message. A week later, a similar thing happened with a second picture on a different social media platform. He saw who the message was from and asked me to open it. It was a little more provocative than before. But when she apologized, she asks him if he told me about the picture, as she didn't want me to get the wrong idea, as they were both obviously a drunken mistake. She was not a friend on any of his social media, so I don't know how she thought it was an excuse. My birthday comes along and then she went to hug my husband before he jumped away, as her actions were getting him worried. But after that, her actions calmed down a little bit. She sort of stopped asking him out to discuss work as much. But then last Monday happened. She was fired for sexual harassment and gross misconduct, and this has led to someone else being suspended pending investigations. As my husband and I were both working from home due to the events that happened last week, I was unaware at the time of my post that she had been suspended pretty much straight after my husband reported this to HR on the Wednesday. He handed over the text exchange and the messages on his social media with proof. He never responded, and he printed out the work emails he had received also. The reason for the rapid response was due to the nature of the allegations. Before I can confirm, she was fired yesterday. I have not been told what she said, but she did not try to raise any allegations against my husband. In my comments, I explained a little about the HR department system. The company uses an electronic personnel database which only HR employees can log into. No other employees should have access to this system, yet an employee in the IT department gave the woman unauthorized access to the HR system. A report was ran and she had been in my husband's file 34 times. I don't know what she actually did in there, but apparently there were so many amendments that they had to restore his file from a recent backup. So the IT employee has been suspended pending an investigation. But I don't know much else about that, as it's not my job to know. I'm only recounting what I have been told by my husband and former colleagues. The past 48 hours has been crazy, but I am glad that this post reached other platforms, as a relative of hers found the post and reached out to us to apologise for the woman's actions. After a few messages were exchanged, we had a very long telephone conversation. I will not go into specifics due to their privacy. However, I can say the following things with permission. The woman has been fixating on other men before, resulting in her having an order of protection against her and her needing treatment. The family believes this is due to a traumatic event she witnessed when she was a child. She is normally very stable when she has medication. The only problem with that is when she is stable, she believes she is completely healthy and stops taking the medication, causing a relapse. The person that she had the text exchange with was her teenage niece, who was not aware of her aunt's condition. The niece was under the impression it was a joke, then became scared when we called Wednesday morning, so she hung up. She reported this to her family and they found out later that day the woman had been suspended. The family found the post and my comments referencing the text exchange and got my husband's name from the woman after confirming the post was her. The woman is currently staying with other relatives about 4 hours away from where we are. We will be contacted if she goes missing from their care, especially while the medication is working its way back into her system. We will not be pressing charges at present, but we have logged this with the police, especially after talking about it with her friend, and her family are aware of this. Our security is being updated within the next 2 weeks. The school and daycare are also aware of the people who can and can't drop off or pick up our kids. with photos of them. They have also been provided a photo of her to contact my husband and or I if they see her near the schools or attempt to pick my children up. Hopefully I won't need to provide a further update to this, and I'm going to have a bottle of wine, and hopefully my husband and I will have a very good night's sleep. OP did say that she never found the post that she was talking about in the first story, and also she doesn't know what was changed with her husband's HR personnel records. So yeah, I mean, what could be changed? Like pretending to be OP's husband's wife and just changing his address and changing his emergency contact to hers. Who knows? But they obviously are taking it very seriously. So whatever this woman's family member said to them, I'm assuming it's quite serious, and she's done stuff in the past to make them worry. So let's just hope that she gets back on her medication and just forgets all about her obsession with OP's husband. Yikes, what a saga. Glad the situation has been figured out and dealt with so you can begin to exhale. Let's all hope the former colleague continues to get the help she desperately needs. Hard to imagine how traumatized her brain must be. Yikes, that's terrifying. I'm glad there's been a swift resolution to this situation. She sounds absolutely unhinged, and I'm glad to read you guys are staying vigilant in case she tries to escalate her obsession. It's also insane someone in IT gave her unfettered access to your husband's personnel files. What the hell? Not just my husband's, access to the entire company's personnel files. Take the weekend and cuddle with your husband when the kids go to bed all weekend long. The two of you handled this like pros. Good luck. Let me know what you think about this story in the comments below, and as always, if you did like the video, give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, and hopefully I'll see you all very soon.